And hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trip and Multiverse, the podcast where we talk about lots of cool not social media, entertainment properties that we enjoy, like comics, movies, video games, other random stuff that lots of people like. And today, as it's the season of Christmas, we thought, hey, let's talk about a certain film franchise. But before we get into that, I am the man who doesn't like my wife. I don't really have a wife, but in this film, that was my evaluation of the films. Kyle Charles and
I'm COI Chung, aka the man that they said Jesus to, but not Jesus like I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah,
Jesus like I'll shove a thunderbolt up your ass.
Oh, that film. And if you haven't guessed by now, we have been talking about the Die Hard franchise because technically they started off as Christmas films and then sort of became holiday films, and then I don't know after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I still like them, but yeah, I don't know what happened after that.
Well, okay. So it's Die Hard 1, 1988.
Yep.
Die Hard 2, Die Harder, 1990.
Yep.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was 1996.
995.
Die Hard 4.0, or aka Live Free or Die Hard.
Yep.
Which is 2007.
Yep.
And then you got A Good Day to Die Hard, which was 2013.
Yeah.
What order do you rank these films in for your personal enjoyment?
My personal enjoyment. Okay. My personal enjoyment. This is going to be quite controversial. Okay. All right. So obviously it's Die Hard 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a no-brainer. And then...
well, actually, first of all, let me say before you interrupt. You say no-brainer, but sometimes, depending on when you watch these films, certain franchises, like someone I know, we would say Terminator. I say Terminator 1's the best Terminator. Some people say Terminator 2, yeah. I know a guy who likes Terminator 4 the best.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Not necessarily the first one is the best one.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I will say that's true of the Purge films as well.
Yeah, that does count. So Die Hard 1, right. And then I'm gonna say it. Live Free or Die Hard, or
that's mine too.
Okay, cool. I thought it was gonna be opposed on this. Okay, and then I don't know. I like both these equal, so I have to put joint third.
Yeah.
Would be Die Hard with Vengeance and Die Hard 2.
Okay. Do you put Die Hard with Vengeance above Die Hard 2?
I don't know. If I had to, I don't know. It depends. Like, say you asked me this 2 weeks from now, I'd put Die Hard 2 above it. And then say if you ask me right now, I'd probably put Die Hard 3. I mean, it changes. Yeah. It's that. It's like a percentage difference between them.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And no. yeah. Way down below Die Hard 5. I will say the exact same order, by the way, that I would have these films in.
Okay, we agree. I'm glad about that.
Yeah. Actually, I was watching the trailer for Die Hard 5 quite recently.
Yeah.
Because I was like, after watching Die Hard 5, and you see how the trailers are. I don't know if they did this on purpose, because sometimes people do these things. Like, when in X-Men First Class, when they're talking about where Kevin Bacon, Sebastian Shaw, is talking to the specific non-actual X-Men about specific things.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to the black guy, he said enslavement, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yes, we know what you meant. We know what you meant,
but
right?
Yeah.
It was too on the nose, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Here, right. It's much funnier though. It was like, blah blah blah, trailer, action, whatever. Then it says, and it will be a good day. And then on that section, it's got the font, a good day.
Yeah.
The lady rides on her motorcycle and starts unzipping her motorcycle thing, right?
Okay.
And it's not like in the film where they cut it, right?
Yeah.
But she actually unzips and you can see her underwear, yeah?
Yeah.
And then it cut, but into a certain point, right? Just underneath like her belly button, whatever, right?
Yeah.
To Die Hard. And I was like, okay, so you're gonna have a semi-dressed lady and put like, it's gonna be good day. And then after the semi Die Hard, as in innuendo?
Sexual innuendo. When these films don't have that in them whatsoever, which that kind of makes it even worse.
Oh, but the other thing as well, right?
Yeah.
The version that I saw of Die Hard, I saw Die Hard 5 before, and it had Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it
Yes.
for a little scene. And
Yeah.
then I saw a different version of the cut,
Yeah.
the extended cut, whatever, right? Which doesn't have her in it, yeah? Which is
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
but it did have the lady in the motorcycle in it, and she only just, like, she arrives, unzips up to her neck, and then it goes to the next scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the trailers, it's more, but it's just like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, clearly they decided better of just putting random fan service there was no need.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why are you putting trailer then?
Because you saying that now, because I saw the same. Cause did you see that? Wait, I'm trying to remember. Because there's two versions of it. There's the 12A sort of version,
Yeah.
which I saw in the cinema.
Yeah.
And then I saw the would have been the one we watched for this.
Yeah.
Which would have been the 15 plus or whatever.
Oh, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's an extended cut, but it doesn't necessarily is ranked.
Okay. Because
it's not like, for example, Die Hard 4, which did have a 12A cut and then a 15 cut.
yeah. But
when he swears.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But they did. I don't know if they definitely have it as 15 or they called it unrated.
I think it's unrated, but I think it's only the one swear word.
Yeah.
Like the F word I use in it.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
mother F word.
Yeah, because I remember seeing Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard. No, whatever it is, A Good Day Die Hard, whatever it's called. And
Oh yeah, go on, yeah.
And I remember there being no like minimal swear words and like there wasn't as much like blood and stuff until I watched it. This one's like, oh, I don't remember it being like this. And I was sitting there like, where's Mary Winston?
Yeah. Where's I want to see continuity of the films, but Bruce Willis said, well, he wanted each film to stand on its own outside of continuity of the other. Not necessarily continuity, but you don't have to watch one to watch the other, which you can.
Yeah, you
which,
can.
to be fair, it does work. You can.
Yeah,
you don't need to necessarily watch them all.
No.
But if you do watch them all in a row, like we did,
literally.
John McClane becomes more of a more action hero towards the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Right? I will say 1 and 2. Well, okay. There's 2 moments in 2 which I'm like, he's not the everyman John McClane. And one is where he got he was on the snowplow or whatever.
Yeah.
No, not snowplow, the snow ski, and he's shooting a guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's got the blanks, right? And another guy is shooting at him.
Yeah.
And misses him. So unless the guy was shooting with blanks as well, even though he's a terrorist or whatever.
I think he was shooting, because I think he was shooting blanks as well.
Well, but there was another guy. There was another guy who was static and shooting at him as well.
Yeah.
That's why he crashes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, if you've got the blanks, but the other guy hasn't, you should have been dead.
Yeah.
And then the other bit where he's showing the detectives that he's got the blanks. Yeah. He's trying to tell them the army people that came in, they're fakes as well, right?
Yeah.
And then he pushes the policeman back, and he starts shooting at him with the blanks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the office would have started shooting at McClane
straight away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I was like, that's okay.
You would have been gone there.
Yeah.
But the rest of the film was like, I would even say the bit where they threw the grenades in and I was counting them.
Yeah.
I guess they have 20-second fuses, right?
Yeah.
To allow him enough time to jump on the thing and escape from the ejector seat.
Yeah.
Fine. Or maybe the 30-second fuses.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But there are different grenades that have different lengths of fuses. So maybe.
Yeah.
I will. I'll let that one slide.
Yeah, it's lots of things. Like with these films, like more they go on. Even the first one, a lot of things you just got thrown in. Like, you know what, it's not gonna be any realistic because.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. But he's much more vulnerable in the first film and bits of the second. And some of the, by the time he hits the fourth one, where he's killing a helicopter with a car.
That's amazing. But yeah, I know what you mean.
And then he's standing on the top of the wing of one of the jet fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no. And then number 5, where they're just like, F this. We're gonna go full on action, even if it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis wants his payday.
Yeah, because at least with 4, right, it does the story makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has the 2 outlandish bits like that. But besides that, yeah, it makes sense and it feels like something. The story itself feels like something that could happen.
Yeah.
Especially in 2007 where they're like kind of scared of technology. But the 5th one, we'll get on to that.
I was reading Kevin Smith's book when he was saying he was working on Die Hard, and Bruce Willis having a dispute with one of the producer executives or whatever about certain thing, right?
Yeah.
And then, because they were already partway through filming, he's like to them, because he wanted his way, of course.
Yeah.
Right. For whatever reason, I don't know. I can't remember if it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
He was basically saying to him, "Yeah, well, who's your second choice to play John McClane?" Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, you know,
he's got
yeah. And I think that he was saying, Kevin was saying, because at a certain point, the Warlock scene where he had to explain the entire movie.
Yeah.
What happened was they were filming as they were going along, and they had to they're doing their modifications. As they're doing it. Sometimes, for some reason, in Hollywood, you can shoot a movie without a full script, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we'll start putting the thing together, and anything that we need to explain, we'll get the Warlock team to explain it because it's all dialogue.
Yeah.
So Kevin Smith just added more and more stuff to say to clear up everything that was to patch all the plot holes.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was saying at a certain point during filming, Bruce Willis, like I think because they were still trying to bang it out.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis held up filming and said, we won't continue until we've got the story sorted, which it makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense.
And then he started having a barbecue with the crews and stuff. I'm like, all right, they're getting paid for the day and having a barbecue, whatever.
No, I respect him for doing that because at least you could I know people will say like he's difficult to work with and stuff, but at least it's proved that he actually cares about what he's doing, rather than like phone. All right, some films he did phone it in later on, but then you find out why he can't have phoned him because of what's going on.
And I will say as well. I will say he played McClane up to Die Hard 3, and then he just became Bruce Willis for the other two films. And at a point in his career, he was just Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Then he tried to reel it back in number 5, but no.
Yeah. I will say as well, the reason I like number 4 and number 3 is just they added different flavor with different assistant character.
Yeah.
One Samuel Jackson, who added
one of the best support characters in my opinion. Yeah, Zeus.
And then Justin Long on the other one, where he's the vulnerable character who could die here. You know what I mean?
He's the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes them entertaining. I'm not going to knock Jai Courtney,
No, I'm going to knock him.
When you got two action hero characters versus the random jabroni Russians.
Yeah, Russia's going to lose. There's no not injury, but like no like, oh, maybe one of them might die. They're not going to die.
No, exactly.
Like, you know, they left Russia a worse off place, you know, when they
all the chaos they caused on the freeway and whatnot, right? But I enjoyed them. I watched number 1, and you know what? It's actually really good. I
love number 1. Like, it's about 36 years old at this point, that film, and it still holds to me. Like, still holds up.
It's funny when you watch films from that era where the budget. Look, not to say it's a huge budget, but it's confined space. They don't do a lot of over the top stuff, right?
No.
But if it was redone now, action hero.
For
example, when if it was your boy Vin Diesel, my boy The Rock, I say, right, and they did these films. You know,
well, wait. They actually did with The Rock. Wait.
No, Skyscraper wasn't quite. They tried to.
They tried.
Okay.
I mean,
but my point is to say, like, if they were to do that now, or with someone like Jason Statham as well, for example, not picking on these 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
It'd be an action film all the way, right? The thing is, though, I think Die Hard started as a spin-off of. I don't know if you've seen the Sinatra film.
No.
The detective, which this guy, not McClane, but that character was meant to. They wrote a book, and that character was in this situation.
Okay.
Because Sinatra, 17 years later, I think he got he had the first right of refusal if they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
And so he was like, nah, because he obviously was too old. And then they changed it to Die Hard. And then Die Hard 2 is based on a different book as well. Which is not Die Hard. But
it just adapted to.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger got given it as well as a sequel to Commando, right? Which would mean this film would have been completely over the top, which I would have bought, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I would have bought it.
Would have been Die Hard, by the way. It would have just been him murdering everyone, cracking one-liners, and saying silly stuff, you know.
I feel like it wouldn't have the.
It wouldn't have been
the cultural, like. Oh, what can I have to say? It? Like, if that happened, I don't think they would have stood this tennis.
It would have just been like one of them. I say generic Schwarzenegger.
But, like a racer. I don't remember.
Peak Schwarzenegger is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying if it gets done now, they'd probably pump so much budget in it.
You know what?
Make everything it's too extravagant for the low keyness that needs to be.
I don't know if they would. You know, if this was say late 2010s, early 2020s, they may have. But I think now, if they were going to reboot it, they'll kind of go the route of, say, someone who's not action hero wise, but can play it. Like, not Dan Stevens or someone like that. They'll have someone like
the thing
that.
Is, though, like, I'd trust it more in the hands of an independent filmmaker budget style person. Like the people that made John Wick 1. When I say the John Wicks, but that got more higher budget and extravagant as
but it still stayed in its lane.
If he had the era of John Wick 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And they're just basically in the Glass Tower, which is one of the foreign names for, I think it might be the Spanish or Portuguese.
Okay, yeah.
Which doesn't make sense as you go further along because it's no longer in. Even the second one's not even. You could argue, the airport glass. Whatever.
Yeah.
But so I can see, But if it's a big budget film, aka Skyscraper.
The greatest film.
Yeah.
You know what? That film was okay. It's just
it hinged on what they try to show you in the trailer, where Rock is with his gammy leg. Is running across the thing, which is just like, well, even make sure he doesn't. If he doesn't make it, that's it. The film ends there. But
it's like we kind of know he's gonna make it. Why are you trying to do this?
Well, he doesn't make it. He makes it through the window below, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like,
but still,
he ain't
gonna die. Like, if it did, that film, if I was like near the end and he died, like, okay, wow, so his family died. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This film endorses child murder. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. That's great.
But yes, I feel number 2 is a bit too similar to number 1.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer 4 and 3.
Yeah.
I think they should have just got Roy from number 1 and 2 to be his partner in number 3,
or at least have more than just a cameo.
Yeah.
I respect the cameo,
but I mean, he could have played the Samuel Jackson character.
Yeah, I thought that.
Lewis, but not necessarily like Samuel Jackson, but it would have made more sense. These two people.
Oh, maybe in 2. Yeah.
No. As in, if it was Roy and McClane, because they got his brother, Hans Gruber's brother. They killed his Simon Gruber. Yeah. They killed his brother, Hans, who is his brother. So he's going to get the two people that have an issue, like his revenge, quote unquote, which is really because he had another plan altogether. So and I did like, I don't know if he's the alternate ending for number 3
with the rocket launcher.
Yes, but the thing is, it's like the whole movie, by the way, the whole ending to Catch the Bad Guy hinges on McClane having the headache from the very beginning, the hangover from the very beginning. Which is like, okay, it's kind of clever. But if the villain did not have the aspirin, no reason, why has he got aspirin?
Yeah, even though they tried playing that, he gets migraines.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I remember they mentioned in the beginning, I was like, that's a weird thing to mention. Then I watched it again, I was like, oh yeah, that's why he has the aspirin, give it to John McClane, and then...
Yeah, so if McClane didn't have a hangover that day...
Yeah, he would have got away. He would have got away. Yeah. It's like good. But you know what I find kind of, it's not weird, but... Alright, so there's 5 years in between Die Hard 2 and Revengeance.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big jump in like filming quality and stuff, which is quite weird. It's like 5 years, because like there's 2 years between 1 and 2, right? Because 2's 88.
Well, 88, first of all, are they specifically taking place in that particular year? I don't think they lock it down specifically to say.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just how we, like, 1 and 2. Actually, even no, take it back. All the films have a unique kind of like filming style to it.
You mean the cinematography? Or
cinematography.
Okay.
Like none of them look the same. Which is
okay. Well, they are all by different.
Yeah. So that obviously have their own like style and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool. I like that in a way. Yeah. Just realised that now. Oh.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, because I was listening to one of the podcasts that Justin Long had.
Yeah.
And he was talking to Maggie Q, and I think they dated for a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit after filming or something like that.
Yeah.
During filming, I don't know. But yeah, Bruce Willis was saying, like, he was looking at he was like, okay, he was in the script, he's gonna get beat up by Maggie Q, and he was like, but this chick, I don't think she can beat me up, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, come take a swing, right? And then she's like, because she trained with Jackie Chan and stuff, and stuff like that. So she knew. So he was like, okay, if you're sure, yeah. And he did, and she caught his fist and gave him the arm lock, and he kind of basically did that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll accept getting beat up by her. It's fine. Well, okay.
See, good on him for doing that. Like,
yeah.
Question.
The thing is, though, number 4, somehow he can't fight.
Yeah.
Or he's not supposed to be able to fight, right? But he beats up people that have skill. And I understand, by the way, if he was brute force fighting Maggie Q.
Yeah.
Like how he grabbed her hair, swung it into the figure, just basically threw it around, because he could be able to lift her and do that, right? But when he's fighting the French guy from District 13 and he's hopping around.
Yeah, not even that. Going back to like number 2, because in number 1 he doesn't fight anyone hand to hand. Well, he fights Carl's brother.
Well, he
accidentally kills him.
I wouldn't say he fights, but it kind of like
then he accidentally kills him. I mean, he didn't, because they fell down the stairs.
There's a good couple of times where he's basically, if he was a heel in wrestling, right?
Yeah. Like, he locked into that victory. And then in number 2, when he kicks the crap out of, his name, James Omos. When on before he fights the guy with the knife on the wing of the plane.
Yeah.
He fights the general guy.
Right.
And he beats the crap out of him. Like, this doesn't make sense, because he's like, hey, general. Okay, sure. He's having a bad day, I guess, John McClane. And he's wanting to get his beats in. And even the other guy, he kind of beats the crap out of him until the guy kind of gets upper hand and he pulls the petrol thing and just falls off. And
but that was the other thing as well, where he was at the, the luggage compartment thing.
Yeah.
He was about to get his head crushed in and stuff like that. So stuff like that is like, okay, so how you set kind of a certain level of vulnerability for McClane.
Yeah.
And then you kind of, as the movie goes along, he levels up, just like a video game character.
The Final Fantasy thing comes in after you fight.
Yeah. Up to the point where he's accumulated so much XP that he could take down planes, like we say, jet fighters and whatnot. He killed a helicopter. That must have been the boss battle, because next thing
you're saying that there's even more feats of strength here, because like in 5 he literally takes on the whole country.
Yeah, and they fall down the building, right?
Yeah.
And he survive.
So it's like, okay, so this is where he's become like level 99. All right.
Okay, there's certain things that you can destroy, but when you destroy a whole building,
it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Again, he kind of lucked into that victory, but that's another thing with him. If you notice the films, he kind of lucks into a lot of it. It's not like skills, like okay, that just lucks on my side, I guess.
What is your dislike for number 5? I mean, we're on the same level here, so you can be straightforward with that. We got the same opinions of it. It's not like I said secretly number 5 is my favorite. You're just gonna run it down,
It just felt like it tried too hard for me.
Yeah, try hard 5.
Try hard 5 basically, and like it also felt like a kind of a cash grab. Again, I had no problem with Jai Courtney in the film at all. He was fine. It just
he just hasn't. He probably got his payday, but I don't think he's gotten the best scripts. At that point in his career. Don't know if you've seen him in Spartacus.
No.
Okay, there's a reason where in his other films he's got that kind of shaven head look. Not much clean shaven head, but really short, because he's got curly blonde hair.
Wait, I think I've seen him in something with curly blonde hair. Because I know when he's in Suicide Squad, he has kind of long hair, isn't it? When he's Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, but I think that was.
But then he kind of had like a shaven
darker and styled differently as well.
Yeah.
So unless I know. So I think they have him. They style it in a certain way.
Yeah.
But I think his true hair was in Spartacus. That's what I was saying.
That's okay. Poor guy. And the story just seemed a bit. I don't know.
What story, right?
Story? That's literally. I was sitting there all the time like, I don't really get what is this about.
It is like it's like a Jackie Chan film where he goes to a location, goes, all right, I'm going to do this here, this here, this here. Can you just weave something together? And fair enough, Jackie Chan, we're just here to watch the fights, right?
Yeah.
And the story is secondary to that. But this is like, we're going to do spectacular location stuff. And Bruce Willis is no Jackie Chan, right? So we're not going to get these intricate fight sequences or anything like that. It's like, right. So what are we here for,
I feel like as well, it's just sounding weird. Like some films, you could tell like someone just wanted a holiday, so they go to like a fancy place and decided to film there.
Oh,
But
you mean most of the Adam Sandler films?
yeah. So you kind of can see it, but it's gonna sound really bad. Why would you choose to make like who? No, it's gonna sound really bad. Who wants?
Well, they didn't actually go to Russia. They
Yeah, I
filmed
know, but
elsewhere,
like,
so, isn't it?
who wants to? You know, if I had a choice, like, hey, I'm gonna pick somewhere like Japan or somewhere, like, yeah, you know, I can kind of get a holiday out of this while doing a film.
Yeah.
Not like I'm pretty sure they probably went to wouldn't be Ukraine, but anyway, somewhere along those lines. Like, but why would you want to?
Vancouver, like, right?
I'll go back, but the thing is, at least Vancouver, like, you know, it's basically.
No,
like,
here's the thing, right? If you haven't been to Vancouver, like we haven't, then you could go there for like, whatever.
yeah,
But if most of your film that's pretend to be somewhere else, it's just filmed in Vancouver, you go all the time, right?
yeah,
Then that's you know.
yeah. But at least I don't know. Yeah, and the story, like again, I'll go back to it. What was the story? His son.
Apparently, he was rescued. Jai Courtney is deep cover to liberate someone who ends up being actually what they were accused of.
Yeah.
And double cross them, except that their daughter double crossed them.
Yeah, but then the daughter double crosses the. Yeah, it just.
It's sometimes swerve for the sake of swerve.
Yeah. Because I kind of forgot about the daughter pretending that she was on the other guy's side and then shot the other guy and then like, oh, we're in cahoots. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't get like.
So it's the second time I watched it, and I was like, nothing memorable about it.
No.
Like, I don't know what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on. But it's just like I could put in another action film and get the exact same vibes I got from this film.
Yeah. The only thing I was watching is like, oh, that's cool. What's his name? The guy played Hawkman from Black Adam was in it for all like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's cool, it's him, and then that was it. That's the only kind of exciting bit of the film. I was like, oh yeah, I like that guy. That's cool. And then I was just still trying to figure out. So his son became basically like a worldwide terrorist or whatever, just to get in cahoots with this guy, so they can get to go to court at the same time, so they can do elaborate breakout.
Yeah.
To get him to a U.S. military drop-off point, so he can do something, but then he can't go back to normal life, Jack McClane, because it made worldwide news. You know what I mean? It's not like they say, oh, by the way, we did a deep cover thing, because that stuff never comes out, so it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. Speaking of,
sorry, I was continuing weird thought. And then, okay, so say John McClane did save his son, all that didn't happen, then they'll have to be going to run as well, because he's abetted, he's helped the fugitive.
Yeah.
This makes sense. All right, sure.
Yeah. But you know, there's such things as presidential pardons. Apparently, as well, you could say that if you're FBI, CIA, or whatever, they could just deny the operation ever existed and ever happened, and therefore expunged.
But it was like, I understand if it didn't come to light. Like, if they didn't have the news broadcast of it, like...
Yeah, like, you can't... No, as they do in all sorts of media. It was a military training exercise, apparently. But
Okay.
American military in Russia?
Yeah.
You can't play that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they go. And like you say, But this is how they do it in all movies, where police or government or whatever is there.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't exist, apparently. Even though he's a policeman, right? Where's the Russian police? No, we're over there having our cigarettes and donuts in Russia, or whatever they have in Russia. That's the equivalent of cigarettes, coffee, and donuts. I thought, by the way, when you were saying Hawkman, I thought you meant for a second there the Hawkman from the Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen, because this is what I was just checking up a second ago, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. You've seen Chris Hemsworth's Extraction, yes?
No. I keep meaning.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No, because I keep meaning it's awesome, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you check it out. It's really good. There is another film called Extraction with Vinnie Jones and John Fu, aka Jin from Tekken. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Hawkman is also in this.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's I'm not telling you to watch it, right? I watched it.
Yeah.
But it's like a knockoff version of The Raid, except so they have to break into so John Fu and all the SWAT team, whatever, they break into a prison to get someone, right?
Yeah.
Except that they all get killed and he's the lone survivor. Yeah.
As you
Then he
do.
had to fight prisoners, and he teams up with the Hawkman, who's a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even fight Vinnie Jones at the end, right? But anyways,
Yeah.
it's a good premise, but it's just not executed well. Actually, it's like Die Hard in a prison, but it's not, right? Except that
Okay.
you'd be fighting, like I was saying, when Jackie Chan is fighting, right? John Fu can fight, so why don't you give him the action? No. There's not even enough budget for him to do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a good film, but it's one of those films where you're like, they're trying to do this flavor, but they're not competing with it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say necessarily, by the way, that The Raid is a high budget film, right? But
No.
they know where they need to put their key efforts in, and they do it. Whereas they have the people to do it in this film. Well, they have John Fu and a bunch of stuntmen, but
probably not
they just don't.
the money.
Maybe they don't have enough time, maybe they don't have enough budget, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of the knockoff style Die Hard films, Speed is one of the best knockoff Die Hard films, even though they say it's Die Hard on a bus, but some of the stuff doesn't take place on a bus. Like the beginning, the whole police scene, right?
Yeah.
And then I think the bus is only probably the middle section of the scene. And then you got the subway and other bits. So, yeah. Dread, Die Hard in a building block, same with the Raid.
Yeah.
Which they're both good, by the way.
Yeah, both great.
But not exactly like Die Hard, right? Because Dread's got technology and the Raid has martial arts.
Yeah.
Under Siege, Die Hard on a boat. Under Siege 2, Die Hard on a train.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of Die Hard clones. There's another one. There's a comedic one that came out a couple of years ago. It's on Netflix. I think it's called Game Over.
Oh, is that the one with Frank Miller?
No. 1 second.
Game Over. You know what? I don't recognize it. But you say it's a comedic one?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily recall it.
It's called Game Over then. 1 second.
Well, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I actually quite liked it. It was quite funny.
Was it Die Hard in an arcade?
No, it was these two guys. It's a hotel, and it gets taken over, and it's like these three kind of stoner guys. Game Over Man. There we go. And they kind of default become the heroes, but then they just keep messing things up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Game Over.
Let me just note that down. I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You recommend it, or is it fun? And I know I have to know what I expect.
Yeah, it's fun. It's literally just watching like these guys are idiots. But yeah,
okay.
It's got our favorite M. Bison in it as well.
What? Well, our favorite M. Bison, which means Wild Julio for me, but he's dead, so you can't.
He's dead. No. There's no CGI for him.
You mean Noel? What's his name?
Neil McDonough. Yeah.
Donahue.
Yep, him. Yeah.
McDonagh.
Yeah.
AKA Irish M. Bison.
He's in it, which is quite funny as well. But yeah.
He pops up in a lot of stuff.
He does.
Randomly.
I feel like he's one of those people, and I'm not. No, there's no disrespect to him because I actually respect this in a way. Just say yes to things.
Well, look, if they can pay his wage whatever he demands,
yeah, So yeah,
it's fine.
People like that I respect, but you know what? You get you places.
You make your money.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I'll say check that out.
Yeah.
So out of all the stories of these 5 Die Hard films, which is your favorite, like story wise?
Oof. I do like one. It probably has the best, most straightforward story in it.
Yeah.
I do like the character interactions in 3 and 4 though.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so. And I think those characters help boost the story as well, in the sense that it may not if Die Hard 2 had another character as well that could play off him.
Yeah.
In that, then it'd probably elevate it as well, because you need I don't want to say the banter or the partnership, was you need. It's just someone else there.
Yeah.
To have the interactions.
Yeah, because one obviously he had Roy, didn't he? No, he was Roy.
Yeah.
He had
But he wasn't with him.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to mention Passenger 57, which is Die Hard on a plane.
Yeah.
And there's snakes on a plane, which is also Die Hard on a plane.
Yeah. But with snakes.
And there's snakes on the train, but that's a knockoff Asylum B movie.
Yeah. Oh. There's another weird one. Things like snakes versus something on something. I'm like, wait, what?
Okay.
Just stop. I mean, just stop.
You know what they should maybe do? Snakes in your brain where some guys dropped acid or whatever, right? And he's just hallucinating.
So, yeah, it's just.
Like,
At the end, it pans
snakes,
out, and you see him just spazzing out on a chair.
Yeah, and then in the end, he's actually fighting normal people, but he's thinking that you know.
Yeah, he's thinking from his trip. I would buy that. Oh.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you. Like, that's probably the reason why I like 3 and 4 a lot as well, because like you said, it's got the banter. It's got someone to sort of interact with, and
there's different types of people as well. Because Justin Long is playing a fast talk. Well, not just fast talking, but like a guy who's scared. Like, I want to say a coward character. But he's like that. Yeah, he's completely out of his element. He doesn't even know what the hell's going on. Whereas Samuel Jackson, he's like, there's certain command about him, even though it's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't. They say it involved me, right? I just got tangled in it. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of.
Step up.
He kind of is like the less experienced version of John McClane from the first one, because this guy in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he just gets lumbered into what's going on. Which happened to him basically. He's like, oh, I got to save someone from getting killed, and then he's like, okay, now I literally have to save New York. Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't need this in my life, and it'd be cool if you actually have found out what happened to him afterwards. But
that's what I had. It's one of those things that even Roy was in number 2, even though they didn't do too much for him, but at least there was continuity there.
Yeah.
I'd say, there's most people from number 2, where, in number 1, where number 2.
Yeah.
But then by number 3, they were like,
yeah.
You know what? Oh, he split up from his wife again. And Samuel Jackson's like, just give her. So he laughed at him, basically say, oh, so you had an argument with your wife over the phone, and then you stopped speaking to her.
Yeah.
You're a punk.
Basically. And then he's like, yeah.
Look, what are you scared of? What are you scared of? You're fighting terrorists and they're trying to kill you. You can't pick up the phone to call your wife to say you're sorry.
I know, like, maybe like, near-death experiences kind of put life in perspective, but I guess not for John McClane, because obviously apparently life goes down.
Every holiday time, it's just like another one of these things happen to him.
Because like,
did you ever play the games?
Yeah, of course.
Die Hard Arcade?
I played Die Hard
Which
Arcade.
wasn't a Die Hard game, by the way.
AKA Dynamic Cop. Yeah.
Dynamic
Cop, whatever. Yeah, I played that.
And did you play the PlayStation version of the Die Hard game?
I did, but I think I only ever played the Die Hard 2 game, because it was a light gun one.
Oh no, yeah. So it was Die Hard. So it was Die Hard Trilogy.
Yeah.
And Die Hard 1 had, was it a third-person shooter?
Third-person over-the-head shooter. Yeah.
Number 2 was an actual shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
In the airport. Yeah. And if you shot civilians like, sorry, pal.
Yeah, sorry,
stuff
pal.
like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they had someone dub over the lines or they cut the lines from the thing and put it on the.
I think it did that way.
And then number 3, you're in a taxi.
Yeah. Defusing bombs by just driving into them.
And then there was Die Hard Trilogy 2.
Yeah, which Die Hard Trilogy 2, something Las Vegas. If I remember it, some weird thing like that. I'm like, that
Las Vegas,
doesn't
probably.
make.
You know how the traditional thing is. I never played that. Do you play that?
No, because when I saw the name, I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a knockoff, right? It probably has the same. It probably has the same elements and layout as and game variation as the previous one. Dynamite Cop, even though it's not a Die Hard, probably was the best of all.
The best, yeah. It was loose connection to it.
Oh, and you said by the way, Die Hard 2. Yeah, you had to have a light gun, but you couldn't play with the G-Con gun from Time Crisis. So
no.
I lent my friend Time Crisis and my gun.
Yeah.
For his gun and Die Hard.
That's another thing that make no sense to me. It's like, why can't you use the? They're basically the same thing, right? But apparently not. Not. Yeah, Die Hard 2 Trilogy 2, Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah. And what was the other media for Die Hard?
Got comics.
Yeah.
Which. There's the book as well, but yeah, the comics.
Well, the book were the adaptations of the movies, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, sometimes it's the shooting script they use, though, and not the. Sometimes it's the initial script they use, and not the shooting script. Because
I remember watching.
Sometimes books end up being different because production changes midway through, and they start readjusting stuff in a film. Whereas the book, they can only go by what they're given to go by.
If I remember correctly, because I remember watching some YouTube videos, some guy speak about the book and how the changes are. Like, In the book version, he was a retired cop, but
Wait, hold on. When you say the book version, sorry, just to clear it up, you don't mean the book that it was based on. There was a book version based on the movie.
no, I think the thing that the book is based on.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he's slightly older in it.
Yeah.
And he's visiting Nakatomi Plaza to see his daughter.
Yeah. That's the sequel to the Frank Sinatra film.
Yeah, and
but then the Die Hard 2 is based on a book called 58 Minutes.
Yeah.
Which then has the planes circling around.
Oh.
And Die Hard 3 is based on a script called Simon Says.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But you can see a lot of those elements, right?
Yeah.
But they just changed it to Die. I think it was going to be a Lethal Weapon sequel, and then they changed it to the Die Hard sequel.
Yeah.
And then number 4 is based on another book, I believe. I can't remember what it's called. And then the only original Die Hard film is Die Hard 5, and look at that.
yeah, that kind of.
No, but you're saying there were comics.
Yeah, there's comics. So there's Die Hard Year 1, which is published by Boom Studios, and I think it came out in 2010.
And this is based on. Is this based on the movie script that was going to be Die Hard Year 1, where they're going to have Bruce Willis as old John McClane, and they're going to have recast someone as a younger John McClane, and there's going to be some continuity between what happens there and what happens later on.
I think so, because what it says here is this Die Hard comic series that served as a prequel to the first film titled Die Hard Year 1. It's set in 1976 and follows John McClane as a rookie cop in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. And the official description reads: every great action hero's got to start somewhere. Batman begins, Bond has his Casino Royale, and for John McClane, more than a decade before the first Die Hard movie, is just a rookie cop on an East Coast guy working to earn his badge in New York City during the 1976 bicentennial celebration and the Summer of Sam. Okay, so
who's
too bad for John McClane.
Is he fighting that Summer of Sam serial killer?
I guess so. In a building or something? I don't know.
I might
actually look this out and see if I can buy it.
Okay. And what was the other one you said?
The other one is a Die Hard Christmas.
Yeah. Which came out when?
That came out. Doesn't even say when it comes out. Yeah, this one doesn't say it's coming out.
Okay. Was it like earlier in the when the movies came out at Christmas, because they stopped doing the Christmas thing?
Yeah, after number 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say. Alright, it's just basically it's a Christmas book. I was like, okay, I don't think this is any continuity or anything.
Alright.
Oh.
Let me just point out these things up in the background here. Let me just do this one first. Look, Die Hard.
The board
game. The game.
Okay, how's that?
This is, by the way, not sponsored.
We're not
advertising
at all.
Right, Nakatomi board game, Nakatomi heist board game. There, right, and it's actually quite fun. It's decently long game. It's about 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
One of you is so you can play solo, or you can play as a group, or you can play 1 versus 1. Where one of you is Bruce Willis, and the one who plays as the terrorist.
Yeah.
If there's more of you, then there's more terrorists. But they've got to unlock the code for the safe when they get a success over McClane.
Yeah. Okay.
And and obviously McClane's got to go through 4 different levels of the board.
Yeah.
To go and capture, rescue Holly.
Yeah.
Who's captured by Hans Gruber, because you've got to break in one of the windows, and then you go into another room.
Okay.
Part of the board, which it all makes sense. It's Hans Gruber can't move like a king in chess. But he can't move anyway that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens with Hans Gruber. Apparently, the leader of all the terrorists is the one that can't do much.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's
sense.
also this one.
What's that?
Hunted, yeah. Okay. Kobayashi Tower, exactly. They don't have the rights to this. They don't have the rights to Die Hard. So, as you can imagine, they make a Die Hard game that is not Die Hard. But it's
so
acceptably different from Die Hard.
Different, but not the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Work your way through Kobayashi Tower to rescue your wife who has been taken hostage by terrorists.
Oh.
Roll dice, rescue hostages, and take down bad guys before time runs out. And look at the back. Can you see?
Oh, that doesn't look like Hans Gruber whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. Copyright free version. Yeah.
also
Actually,
got
funny
African.
enough, the guys that made that, I've got another one there.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Let's see. Let's see what he has for us. Oh, there we go.
Now, it's just going to give these people some free advertising for no reason whatsoever. But look at this, yeah? What's this a knockoff of?
Oh, that is not a xenomorph.
yeah, it's not apparently right.
No, it's a morph xeno.
Yeah, and this one is probably a bit trickier. You might not be able to guess this one. Actually, hold on, no, the back is... Yeah, there you go.
Wait, is that... Wait. I don't know, I can't guess that.
Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's your boy Dustin right there, right?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Snap. Huh.
Yeah.
Check those out. Okay.
Well, I've got to say, look, fair dues to them, right?
Yeah, fair dues to them for getting
if you can't do it, like, if you haven't got a license for it, they're probably an independent game company, yeah. But you can make a variant of it, and no one's gonna sue you.
Yeah,
all right,
do it.
You know,
be the man. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't.
Just like Brightburn.
Yeah,
it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. Just if it's Superman, if he wasn't Superman.
Yeah. Nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Omni-Man is Superman, but not Superman.
Yeah,
Homelander is Superman, but not Superman. Even though that's a massive variant.
Yeah, it's a massive variant. Hyperion,
Yeah, exactly.
The worst of all, but yeah. And then there's another comic that came out in 2018 called A Million Ways to Die Hard.
Okay.
It was released.
What's the gimmick for that? What's the log line?
30 years after the release of Die Hard. Okay. A retired John McClane is pulled back into the game by a dangerous foe he never thought he would face again. A psychopathic serial killer with the theatrical taste of casting his victims in reproduction of Hollywood greatest and deadliest films, facing impossible choices and an unimaginable odds. A Million Ways to Die Hard just may be the last case for John McClane ever. Okay. Might see if I can buy that.
Wait, did you say he was replicating?
Reproducing.
What was that?
Reproducing. Oh, sorry, reproductions of Hollywood's greatest and deadliest films.
Okay.
So
I don't know, by the way, if you've seen the Alex Cross series on Amazon.
The what?
It's got Aldous Hodge in it.
Okay.
It's called is it called Cross or Alex Cross? I think it's called. Well, it only came out recently.
Oh yeah. Alex Cross will be them. Yeah. I need something about that. Yeah.
And they've got for a minute there, I thought you said a reproduction of serial killer murders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the Crossway, they've got a guy who does that, and they call him the Fanboy.
Oh, that's a smart name.
Okay. Yeah. So you haven't seen it, right? You should check it out. Actually, you know what? It's interesting. It's not like the books, right? The James Patterson books, yeah. But I think they might just spun their own story off it or something.
Yeah.
Like that, but...
Sometimes better when they do things like that. Yeah. Can't make the original. Okay. Yeah. I'll keep meaning to. When I kept seeing the adverts, I was like, no, I'm gonna watch that because I like that. I like the actor. And I just never. Yeah. It's kind of forgot.
Oh well, I don't know if you've seen. I know it's going to be a side tangent, right?
Yeah, go for it.
But I don't know if you've seen the other Alex Cross movies.
No, I've heard of them.
They're not the. They're all right. Morgan Freeman's in it.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, for two of them, I think it was Kiss the Girls and Long Came the Spider, and then Tyler Perry, I think is Alex Cross
in one of one not so long ago, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was saying long ago, it's in the last like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. You still think the 90s is only 10 years ago, right? You think Friends ended only 10 years ago.
I legit think like the 2000s was like 10 years ago. I was like, no, that's like 20 years ago.
But yeah, I think check out Cross.
I'll check it out.
But that's that. That's the side. Side tangent because I thought you said that. And even though you say 30 years later, by the way, as well, that would mean that would take place in 2018.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? 5 years after Die Hard 5.
Wait, what?
So that
Yeah,
Die Hard you're talking-
yeah. I just realized. For some reason, I thought you said Die Hard 2. I was like, I mean, Die Hard 3. I was like, wait,
No.
that's.
It's like 30 years later, where you know at the beginning of Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbuster, I can't remember. What it was, right? And it's 30 years later, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like it's not even connected to the first Ghostbuster. So
Yeah,
why
so
you make
why?
it sound
Why
like
is
it's 30 years after that one? It's not. Just it's its own thing. You just make people confused.
Yep. Because I just got confused.
Because you want to grab headlines, right? You want to clickbait, but
Yeah,
at the
that's what
same
it
time,
is.
it's like you're throwing your movie under the bus because now people are waiting for
that connection
cameos
somewhere.
that
Yeah.
are not going to happen.
Yep.
Do you think, by the way, they should remake Die Hard, reboot it? Do you think they should have done the thing that they were going to do, where they were going to have an older McClane and a younger McClane, and then after that first movie, like in X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Well, Days of Future Past, where they have the old cast pass it to younger cast,
yeah,
and then that certain amount of Die Hard movies will take place
before
in the 80s or something.
Yeah,
like that, you know?
I reckon that could work, but then.
And then you get Joseph Gordon-Levitt to play young Bruce Willis again, like in Luther,
yeah.
With his fake nose.
And a weird chin, yeah. I don't know, wait. I feel like you could, but then it creates that weird sort of... Oh, so him going into Die Hard 1, he was already like super, not powered up, but has a wearable to do all this stuff before. Yeah. So then Die Hard 1
and then somehow when he married his wife, is apparently, right? Your power levels just dropped because did he get complacent? I don't know, apparently.
Yeah, it's that sort of...
Maybe his testosterone levels dropped because he has his kids now. He doesn't need to take TRT or whatever it is, right? You don't need to take his Viagra. Nah.
Don't need to be a man. I've laid my seed. I'm no man. Yeah. Yeah, it's that weird sort of... I don't know if I would... I don't know. Unless you make it really small scale where it's focused when he was like a normal beat cop and he doesn't do anything like over the top. But then... Yeah. That's kind of boring. Unless you... The only way you can sort of do that if you make it into like a series...
Do you think it'd be better off doing it? Like, I can see them do a small scale Die Hard, and with a new McClane and completely new cast, but not connected to movies because sometimes they do that.
Yeah, that'd be the better way.
Yeah, but then again, how can you have? Well, I mean, you could have 6 episodes trapped in. Have you seen that series with Idris Elba, Hijack?
No, but I heard it's pretty good.
Okay, Die Hard on the plane apparently, except that it's over dramatic a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's like my dad is a negotiator. And it's like, okay, well, that's... Yeah, who delivers lines like that? My dad's a negotiator. That's how you say it, right? But then you don't wait for the beat and then the music and the suspense. As though it's going to be something amazing, right? But it's just like,
yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen that BBC series, Night Train? Is it Night Train? Sleeper Train, I think it's called.
No, is that any good?
It's quite recent. Where... kind of is like Die Hard on the train, but not really, because there's bombs on the train as well.
Yeah.
But there's not much. It's not like action on the train.
Okay.
Because there's stuff that happens, but obviously they're not going to be like Steven Seagal martial arts and stuff like that.
Where the martial arts where people walk into you. Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, you know what I'm saying. It's not like literally going to fight his way from one end of the train to the other.
Okay, like Bullet Train.
It's. Oh yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed Night Train, Sleeper Train, for what it was. Sometimes you get swerves for the sake of swerves and stuff like that, but yeah, it's fun to watch. Yeah, I did actually enjoy it. Did we review Bullet Train?
I can't remember if we did.
All right. But when I watched Bullet Train, I did enjoy it actually.
That's a film that I kind of watch because it used to be on Sky quite a lot, and if my mum was watching it, I was like, I've got time to spare. I don't sit down and watch it with her because. I don't know. I went and seen. This is a weird side tangent anyway, but we do this a lot. Because I took it to the cinema to see it. And I was like, yeah, it's a film. It's got Brad Pitt. It's gonna be alright. And I actually come out really enjoying it. I was like, oh wow, this film's really good. Yeah. And to this day, like I want to say 3 years later, still enjoy it. I've watched it quite a lot.
Yeah, I thought it might have had more action because it was got the guys who did John Wick behind it. But it did the amount of action that it was decently able for, like, I don't know, Brad Pitt's not an action actor, so
yeah. But even so, like, I think if it went too more actiony, it would have been like too much of a train. If that's a weird way of me putting it, but
Yep.
and then the end. Then like when you get to that end scene where all the action happens, be a bit like you already shot the load. Why do you need that bit?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
yeah. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
speaking of, I know you say the one-liners, and this is also a random side tangent. Have you seen Shoot 'Em Up?
Yeah, of course I've seen Shooting Up. Yeah, with
Yeah. Talk about shoot your load, right? Where
yeah, that.
Look, I really enjoyed that film because it had the corny one-liners, but deliberately delivered in a hammy way. You're like, yes,
Yeah, they knew what it was. They knew what they were doing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, and you're laughing at them with them.
yeah.
You know,
Like it's not like what's that other? It's not like which is another reason why I didn't really like Die Hard 5. They kept them trying to throw in like random ad-libs of John McClane. Like, this. Who are you talking to? Because no one's here to hear you.
No, just going to the camera, right? But the camera's like.
It's like when he steals the truck and starts chasing them, and then he crashes that, and then he steals the other guy's Mercedes Jeep, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like the stuff there, I'm like, none of this makes any sense. Especially the one when he hits the guy and goes, "What, you expect me to understand what you're saying?" I was like,
yeah,
okay.
I think it's that entire chase sequence where he kind of knocks over where the van that his son's in.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, but why are you doing all of, like, first of all, how did you get the powers to do all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you, all of a sudden be able to do all of that from? But it's just like, secondly, you're like, well, that's a lot of what you're doing without knowing why you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, at least with number 4, like the helicopter scene when they explain why they literally explain why he could fly a helicopter. I was like, okay, that's quite smart. Like, even bring back the whole thing. Yeah, I don't like flying. So I was like, if only like get over my fear, I thought I'll do this. Like, okay, that's a good little backstory.
Even though he had no reason to have that because the other three films before, he never flew a helicopter or crashed a helicopter, or whatever, right? It's not as if, by the way. He can have a sudden fear. It's like sometimes you get random allergies or intolerance to stuff that you used to be able to have. So, okay, fine. If he said he had a fear of big buildings,
then be like, okay, that pans out.
Yeah, and I took helicopter lessons because I'll fly that high.
Yeah,
and then I'm in control.
Yeah,
right? And then you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah, so I was like, okay,
but they probably just didn't want to go too far in depth and all of that.
Yeah.
Stuff. By the way. What did you think of the individual films for the each movie? Because I love that high five. We know that's terrible. We don't know what's going on with any of the villains, and they're just swerving all each other.
Yeah,
so they're like, everyone's got a knife. Let's just go and stab each other all in the back in a circle.
Yeah, because like all the other villains from like 1 to 4 have logical reasons for what they're doing. Like Hans Gruber.
Even if you're gonna say sometimes it's all like selfish or arrogant or egotistical reasons, or pride, pure pride, like in number 4, right? Because you didn't do none of that, They're like, okay, them the characters,
Yeah, but like, so like you got Hans Gruber, right? He's put on the front that he's actually terrorist, but realistically, he's just a thief.
Yeah. Even though I'm a high class thief, by the way.
So like, okay, cool. He's got some backstory to him, whatever. Cool. Yeah. And then the second guy.
By the way, I like that I didn't even explain why he got his ragtag group of people together, because they all dress differently. They're all different ethnicities.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Different languages. Nah.
And I was like, that's smart, because then no one can really pin him to anything. If he's got all these, he's German, but he's got these Italians and the Germans and
the Asians
that,
like that, right?
You can't pin him to a specific like terrorist cell, whatever. So okay, cool. And then in the second one, the guy was an ex-army guy, and he felt begrudged by his country, so he decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna free another like well-known terrorist, and we're gonna take all this money and become kings again.
Yeah, and his other army buddy, actually, you know what? The one kid that they end up slicing because he wasn't with them. Oh, yeah, man, I wish I was with your group during the thing. And then the leader of the army guy, he's like, I wish you two, kid, otherwise I wouldn't have to do this. And pulls out a knife and slits his neck. Yeah. I'm like, hold on a minute, you could have just bought him off.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Did you have to kill him though? You could have just like, dude, you're
apparently because he ain't
gone through
blood.
He ain't gone through Vietnam or whatever they went through.
Yeah.
And then
okay, I'm sure, but if you threw money his way, he'd be
of course. And then you got Simon Says. Yeah. Simon Gruber. again, he was paying 4D chess. Again, he made everyone think that he was a terrorist and all that stuff. Nah, he just wanted money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna get revenge from my brother. Nudge, wink, wink.
Didn't care for him. Yeah, you know, and like I'm gonna make everyone think I'm super racist. I ain't racist.
Yeah.
Or hate kids.
Because I'm German.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm saying, so he kind of got rid of that stereotype. You all think like, oh no.
Because I'm blonde-headed, blue-eyed, even though they don't know it, right?
Yeah.
But the audience are seeing me.
Yeah.
I'm German. I could be racist, but not.
Yeah. And then, because I even like a bit when he goes, "You really think I was gonna blow up a school with kids?" Yeah, he's like, I'm not that kind of monster. Like, see, he has something. He has some sort of honor to him. Yeah.
Oh, I did like, by the way, when they diffused the bomb with that water riddle where they had to do they make 4 out of the 5 and 3 canisters, yeah. And then they got the case and they closed it, and then they gave it. Samuel Jackson's giving it to the cops and saying, yeah, like the fake cops, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, I'll take it, yeah. And then one of them puts it aside, and just kind of like, it's going to get in the car and leave it. And he goes, we've got to take it because there he is watching us. And then, actually, as well, when they ask him, like they're asking Simon Gruber, should we just kill him? What do you want us to do? And they say, leave him. I'm like, okay, at least there's a reason they left him alive. It's just like, they don't want a necessary complication of one of the guys that was helping McClane found dead here.
Yeah.
At least it makes sense.
Yeah. See, there's logic behind everything.
It's kind of convenient, but at least it makes sense.
Yeah. And then you got 4 where, again, another person who was trying to do good, then he's going like, nah, we don't need you. He's like, okay, cool. All right, I'm going to show you why you needed me.
Then he went full on Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Like, because you guys crossed me and embarrassed me.
Yeah.
I will cause all these deaths and car crashes, then it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's like, no, hold on a minute. You open up the freeway, and even that one guy who's tapping the thing going, the bridge, the tunnels, right?
Yeah.
And open it up from the other direction, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like, what? And he shoves them off and does it himself. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This guy's just psycho.
Yes, I'm saying, so at least, again,
but
he has his reasons what he's doing.
Like the Warlock said, he's committed.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, I'm going to show you, like, he's that kind of person, like, if it takes me to break a few eggs to show you what has to be done, then it's got to be. And like, okay, I get that. Again, a logical villain to me.
Yeah.
But
even though he goes way too far.
Yeah, he goes way too far. Yeah. That's his ego. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
at that point, it's like...
and even explain that he's got an ego in it. So he's like, okay, yeah. But 5, I don't know. I legit don't know any people's motivations for what they're doing or anything. Well, the only motivation I know is John McClane and his son. John McClane's going to go and save his son, but then become a fugitive for saving his son. Right, sure. Yeah. And then
and his son didn't save him because then McClane ruins the entire operation.
Yeah.
And they're like even when he calls the CIA or whatever, it's like they're like, F it.
Yeah.
Disavow.
We don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
And then his son went deep undercover, I think, because his partner got killed. I kind of like zoned out a lot trying to watch this film. I just didn't catch anything to me. So it's just...
You were saying about number 3, right?
Yeah.
And that reminded me of 12 Rounds. I know.
Yeah. Of course I've seen that film. 1 and 2. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, okay, you know what? Yeah. If you want to see a knockoff Die Hard 3, watch 12 Rounds.
With my boy, Jonathan Cena. Yeah.
Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena the second, right?
Yeah.
And as we're speaking about that, what did you think of 12 Rounds 2 with Randall Kenneth Orton and 12 Rounds 3?
Yeah, 12 Rounds 3?
Lockdown?
Oh yeah, that's the one with John Moxley.
Yeah, even though he wasn't John Moxley at the time, he was Dean Ambrose. But yes.
Oh wait, I have seen that one. I don't remember anything.
Okay.
We need to watch these.
So I remember bits of 12 Rounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one bit of 12 Rounds 2 where Randy Orton is the ambulance.
Yeah.
User, right?
I remember.
And then someone dies, and he's like, "Call 911, call 911." Like he's acting like he's gonna give an arcade. You know that thing where he does the it's like. Yeah. Not that he does that, but he's just like, that thing where he's just about to do spin around and do the arcade. That's what kind of acting was happening there, right? 12 Rounds 3, I don't know. What I remember is Mox is probably in depression at some point because he's in the stairwell.
Yeah.
Popping pills, or I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, by the way, of those,
yep,
I would enjoy to watch 12 Rounds first one because it probably had the most budget. But after that, I'll check out 12 and 3 lockdown because I can't remember it that much.
Yeah, same. I'm trying to think about it now. I can't remember anything about it.
I don't think I'd watched 12 rounds 2 though for some reason.
I would just watch the trifecta.
If
I'm honest, just watch the trifecta of them.
Yeah. Wait, do you want to? Okay. Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
Even though they should make like a fourth one, like a high budget one again. Now John Cena is like
with the Miz, right?
No, back with John Cena.
Okay.
Now that he's like
you can now,
proper
right?
actor. Yeah, you know.
You know what? I'm gonna note that down. We're gonna do the 12 rounds.
Yeah, boy. I'm quite happy with that, man.
Oh, jeez. All right.
It should be good.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. I mean, because we're not bothered to do Speed and Speed 2, or Under Siege and Under Siege 2, because not enough of those, right?
No. Plus, we need to me, there's only one Speed film. Speed 2 never happened.
Yeah. I will say as well, there's a decent amount of variety in 12 rounds, because then the budget gets lower and lower.
Yeah, exactly. You can see where they not stopped caring, but where money was like,
and how different the leads are as well. So
yeah. Because one went on to be a great actor. Is that what I say?
Like? Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Yeah. So we hold the same opinion of the Die Hard films.
Yep.
Would you recommend people watch all the Die Hards except for number 5?
Yeah.
And pretend it never happened?
Yes, pretend. Like, it's, sometimes you got to be a completist with certain things. Die Hard, you don't need to be a completist. Number 5.
If Vin Diesel was in Die Hard 5 instead, I'd be like, that's a typical Vin Diesel film. I get it.
I don't know if it would, I feel like...
You're telling me all the car crash stuff that happened in Die Hard 5?
Yeah, but... because of all that. But, like, this is really weird. All right. Even though by the end of Die Hard films, all right, John McClane is superhero. Yeah. I feel like the Die Hard situation is too pedestrian for Vin Diesel.
Oh, it's true.
You know
what you mean for Dominic Toretto, right?
Yeah, for Dominic Toretto.
Oh, no. I mean, you could mean that Vin Diesel is like... Also, the actor is like, nah, this is too low key for any of the characters I play. Or do you mean like if he's protective over his character of Dominic Toretto? Or do you mean both?
I mean, there's like, I don't know if you could see like him playing a sort of, how can I say it? Human person. That's not really weird.
Okay,
but,
fair enough.
Like an everyday, like John McClane, was meant to be an everyday sort of man, right? Even Bruce Willis, when you see him, he's not really like chiseled or anything, is he? He's just he could be your dad's mate who goes to gym like twice a month or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's that sort of stature. But with Vin Diesel, or even like someone like The Rock, you couldn't see him being that everyday man because it wouldn't make any sense. Like you doesn't.
Speaking of, I know it's not an exhaustive list of Die Hard knockoffs. It's just the ones that come into my head. But I did like the Liam Neeson playing in The Commuter.
Yeah.
And Non-Stop. Even though both of their endings didn't live up to the build of the film. Those were quite enjoyable.
Yeah, because I like those films. Now you're saying that. Yeah. I'm trying to think other knockoffs that I remember. Snakes and Planes is good, obviously. I'm not saying it tongue in cheek. I actually enjoy Snake.
I enjoy it as well because it knows what it is.
Yeah,
it knows what it is. It's no more, no less.
Yeah.
Sometimes films you got to give leeway because then they're meant to be entertaining. Like as in, I'm sure if we watched Double Dragon or Street Fight back in the day and you expect some sort of good action and it isn't, you'll be like, this is a pile of trash. Yeah. However, when the film knows that it's a pile of trash, it's just be like, fist bump.
Exactly.
It's one of those things. I'm in a joke.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we said before. Like, if a film knows it's gonna be trash, then I'm cool with it. With it. But when it knows it's trash, but it's trying to show that it's not trash. That's no.
It's when you say how do you put it? I'm gonna put it. I can't. It's a person living in a council estate that goes to work in a suit.
Yeah,
not really, but I don't know.
No, yeah,
no, that wasn't quite the metaphor I was going for. But
but it's kind of right,
Yeah,
but it's
It's okay. It gives the Chris Eubanks vibes.
Yeah.
Where I don't know where he's from, London or something, but he comes off with like super posh accent, and then and it was like, I'm not saying, by the way, Chris Eubanks is street trash. I'm just saying,
but yeah,
he makes himself more upper class than where he started with, and it gives you the wrong vibes to him because it makes it then seem like everything else is beneath him.
Yeah, and that's not what. I don't know, stuff like that because like leaves a poor taste. Certain situations, stuff like that leaves a poor taste. I'm like, really, just know what you are. Yeah. That's like me trying to like write some super high concept film or something like that, and I'm not that person. You know what I mean? And and me like trying to both like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. You know.
Not that it has quite anything to do with this, but speaking of, right, I don't know if you remember the tag team in wrestling where they were. What are they called? Okay, it's going to sound racist, but it's not, right? I believe they were called Ebony and Ivory, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Right? And there was a white guy dressed like he was from the streets, yeah?
Yeah.
And the black guy dressed in a suit.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I mean, I think it was FCW, though. I don't think they were... It was the guy, Jesse and Festus.
Yeah. Oh,
he was the guy playing the white guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was the white guy. He is the white guy.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember who was the black guy in the scene.
Yeah, but I think I know what you're talking about because I remember seeing this, watching on something recently. I was like, this is a bit of a weird, good thing. It didn't make it the TV sort of thing. Like, unlike the Kerwin White character. Yeah.
I mean, like, as far as wrestling goes, they had a German guy called the Final Solution. So
yeah, and that didn't last long. But who thought that was a good idea? But yeah,
wrestling, right? Wrestling. What can you say?
Oh,
hey, stupid. I mean, like that's two on the like. As much as we were saying about in Die Hard 3, there's an element of implied racism. Actually there, right? Yeah. But it's just that. Like Simon Gruber talks down to everybody, so it just specifically because he had these other character elements that you kind of put it together in your head. Even though he's wearing, I think the first thing that puts in your head is where Bruce Willis is wearing that sandwich board in Harlem that says "I hate." Word that you can say that I can't say, right?
Yeah, the word. Yeah.
In the TV edit version, it said "I hate everybody."
Yeah,
which then didn't quite make sense because then you got the kids that hustle down, they say the teenagers, the whatever, the gangsters, hustle down, and they try to make fun of. They say, "What's that about, boy?" To Bruce Willis, and Samuel Jackson. I don't know this guy. He probably looks like an escape from an insane asylum or something like that, right? And then Bruce Willis gets to him, and he's like, "Yeah." But it was just like, right, okay, however, when it says "I hate everybody," you don't kind of get that reaction.
No, you wouldn't. You just think, okay, this person's stupid, and you just carry on with your life.
Yeah. And I think when they were filming it, they had I think it was a blank. Was it? I'm not sure if it was blank or I hate everybody on it. So obviously, because they couldn't have specific words on it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I hate it.
When you saw that, by the way, what was your reaction?
Oh, I didn't have a reaction. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because mind you, I saw this film when I was about, I'd have been 10. Not even 10. Yeah. Came out in 95. So I'd have been like...
Even though it's at 15.
9, 10. Yeah, because, I watched... Put it this way. I think I watched the first Die Hard when I was like 7.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
desensitized to violence.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But you saw the board and you were like... You're saying, oh, okay.
As a kid, I didn't know. But when I got older, I was like, oh, I get it now. Because, obviously... Simon he's a disruptor in it, so he's like, just do this. I don't.
Yeah, but it didn't. Okay, so to be fair, it's there for storyline reasons. It's not like it's gratuitous or
it wasn't just there for no reason.
Needed. Yeah. You just accepted it was part of the story of the film. Yeah. It's not like when we were talking about Dragon of Bruce Lee's story, and then you had Mickey Rooney as the Asian gentleman, which had nothing to do. They didn't need to be there.
Not that sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he didn't get those reactions where you're like, why is this there?
Yeah.
At least the fact that he's supposed to be in Harlem and he does it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So it kind of makes sense to the story. Yeah. And like it's Simon trying to mock John McClane for what he's done. Like,
it's part of his revenge story. look, it's been cite a certain reaction from the people there, anyways, right?
Yeah.
But I like the little kids as well because the little kids were like, "Zeus, you got to come look at this." And he goes, "What is that?" And he goes, "There's a white man, right?" And then he goes, "I see them all the time. What are you talking about, kid?"
Not this
and
guy.
The kid goes, yeah. I was like, "Okay."
Not this guy. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And
I was
good
like,
on Zeus.
"Oh."
Yeah. Oh. And I did like the interaction between Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame they didn't get to do, like you say, a bit more stuff like that. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm.
Yeah. Even though they were in other films together.
Yeah. A lot of films together after this, but yeah.
Like Unbreakable, Split, Glass, that trilogy.
Yep. I swear.
Which, by the way, do you want to do as well?
Yeah, because you know what, I've actually watched none of them. So yeah,
okay. Hold on.
I've never done any of them.
I'm just gonna write Unbreakable trilogy, yeah. Because I think you will enjoy James McAvoy's acting of 21 different characters in Split.
Yeah. Oh, Legion. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil certain things yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, like that guy is underrated because they don't even get nominated for anything in these type of movies. No. But then again, when do action movies get nominated for anything anyways, right? But that's flexible acting you got there.
Yeah.
You know?
Always liked him. Always liked that guy. Well, I'm trying to think what else about
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
even though I don't think they were actually in any scenes together.
No, I don't think they were.
Yeah.
But there's other things.
But there's more potential, I think.
Yeah.
As a pair of, you know what? It was also sad that I never saw as they continued to do more. When I haven't seen the full version of the other guys. I've seen the first 10 minutes where The Rock and Samuel Jackson are just going completely overboard, right?
Yeah, dude, you need to watch that film, man. It's awesome.
And one time I did watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Like I watched the trailer before and something, but you know, years later when you went like, oh, they were in a film together. Let me see that trailer, and then you don't know that it's like they are the main characters of the film.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why didn't I know about this film, right?
And then you.
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I remember it's the other guys, but it's just unfortunate because they really should have had a film together because that was over the top and wacky. And you're like, yeah, I would watch that.
I'd watch that. It would never happen now because The Rock's not that kind of actor anymore. But yeah.
Well, you say that, right? But let me just say, it probably will happen because if he needs the money, not that Rock's getting the money anyways, but if he needs a big box office hit, because people are saying that, then you know, I don't. Exactly. That will give him it. That will give him his hit. You know,
because I keep meaning to watch that film. I knew was it Red One? Yeah, the Santa Claus one or whatever. I knew it wasn't gonna be that great, but then for it to already be on Amazon Prime for free.
Well, I think personally,
yeah,
it seemed like that's what they were going for anyways for streaming. Because it came out in November.
Yeah,
a Christmas film. So I think they wanted to put it in cinemas, and then have enough lead time.
Yeah,
to when it comes on streaming. Then it's Christmas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's where they wanted to make their money from in the first place. I think they just tried to make a couple of it. You know, like Blue Beetle was meant to be a TV.
It's meant to be. Yeah, it's meant to be on HBO Max, isn't it? And then
So I think that's the same idea with this. They just put it in cinema to make a little bit of extra money before. Because why would you put a Christmas film out month before Christmas? Yeah. I understand, by the way, if you put a Christmas film out in July or somewhere like that, right? Because it's just like that's not meant to be a Christmas. It takes place at Christmas, but you're not trying to cash in on Christmas. Whereas the timing's too suspicious.
Yeah,
you know that they just put it out there so they could have it here. So you're like, logically speaking, it probably was meant to be a streaming movie in the first place. Because why is it? Oh, coming out now for Christmas time.
Because because I want to see it so I can. Because I feel like if the CGI is not that great, then you could tell that they were trying to make it for that, and then you thought, okay, we can probably get some money out of it because it's got Chris Evans and The Rock in it. People love them. I'll just check that out. Yeah, because I was thinking, why wouldn't you just bring it out like mid-December?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Craven, joking.
Nothing to do with Christmas or that.
No.
But, like Venom, by the way. Oh no, Venom wasn't even. I keep on thinking that Venom 3 is meant to be a Christmas movie because it had that one Christmas go in it, but actually it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not, is it? No.
But yes. yeah. So back to Die Hard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything but 5. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, everything but 5. Everything but 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's gonna sound really weird. I reckon if 5 had more Mary Elizabeth Winston, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
it may have been slightly better.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if she can, unless she was going to go help McClane rescue her brother as well.
I don't,
and then you got to see her to do action stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe because I feel like at least with her, like why she worked well in like Die Hard 4 to me. She's a civilian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and she has.
It's
not just gonna die, but you know what I mean. There's like some.
Yeah. There's
sense
no
of
tension
urgency to her
there.
character.
It's funny as well because when she delivers the lines to Justin Long, telling him to buck up.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, "Oh, it's weird because you know, I never heard that from someone with hair."
Yeah.
You know? like she's sounding like her dad.
See, stuff like that's like, but yeah, like.
But if she was in Die Hard 5, she'd obviously be put in a cat fight with the other girl. So
yeah, and then she'd probably get murdered. But like, at least
well, unless her skills level up, because apparently the entire McClane household has hereditary fighting efficiency. I don't know.
Yeah, and I just find it weird that he didn't know his son was a spy. I don't know. Even they weren't talking, but that's not something that would come up, right?
Well, you know, if he's that good a spy and he's all in character all the way, method all the way,
true.
he wouldn't tell him.
True.
And then that's what happens when you're in deep cover. You don't tell your dad who's a cop. That blah blah blah, and then your time mission gets screwed up.
Yes, I kind of get it. But I just don't know. There's something about that film with the dad and that kind of the whole just him keep wanting to call him dad, John.
And then at the end he calls him dad because
he thinks he's dead. Like, oh, okay.
And then he's like, "Did you call me dad?" No, I didn't.
No, you got water ear. You got swimmer's ear.
Yeah.
Just admit you called him dad. What's the problem? You know.
Yeah, because apparently they're beefing, but
but they don't really say what the beef is.
Oh yeah, because he split off with his mum. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, but then by that point, that was like X amount of years ago. His sister's cool with him. You know what I mean? It doesn't. None of it makes.
Apparently, so in some divorces, right? The kids are the casualties because they're
true.
Maybe he had maybe when he went to school and then back in those days, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else's kids were from happy families, and they beefed with him because your parents got divorced and went all that.
Yeah.
I don't know because they never explain it.
No, don't explain it. It's kind of.
They didn't even give you hints. They just be like, they're beefing.
They could have had just literally a sentence why he doesn't like his dad. That's all he sort of needed.
Yeah.
But no, just John. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At least
look, and we're not here to shake down number 5 and say that.
No, we're not.
But we are here to say don't bother watching it, right?
Because at least the daughter, she kind of says why she doesn't like him in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Like he's always like just in her business and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense. You know, she's trying to be a woman and he's just hunting her down and stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. But
it's that typical thing, right? It's like when your daughter's in a relationship, all white. Yeah. Eyes on you, yeah. But when your son, you're like, high
five, son. Go off and murder people because you're a spy now. Yeah.
And what do you think of what's his name? The guy, the love interest from Supergirl, Hart Brochner, the guy who was playing like he was super coked up all the time, and I was like, that's a choice right there.
Wait,
the guy from number 1.
Oh yeah. But Ellis.
Booby.
Yeah, Booby. Come on, John. Tell him we're friends. Ellis,
I liked him. Like he's a dickhead when you're watching the first time, right?
Yeah.
But the more the subsequent time I'm watching, he's like, this guy's great because he's like, he's proper on whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was sniffing something off the table, right? And then we're joking, I'm just cleaning that.
The funny thing about that as well, which I thought was a liberty, they go into his wife's in Holly's her office, and he's snorting coke on her desk, like.
Yeah.
You got your own desk.
But that's the type of guy who would, right?
Yeah, I know. But it's just like
he's. I don't want to say he's from a completely different film, right? Because he kind of is, but he kind of isn't. What he is 100% pure on everything at the same time.
He's just unhinged.
And he's like those guys living under high tension, you know, from the Wall Street or whatever. He's just like, I need to take the drugs
Yeah.
To cool down and everything. It's like, no, you are taking too much of that stuff.
You need to, if you want to live a life, you need to
Yeah.
stop a bit. But sure.
But yeah, even then when he's like, Hans, yeah, he's like onto the thing to John, expose John McClane. He goes, John, how can you say this after all the time we know this? And then he's nudging and winking to Hans Gruber, yeah, and even pour him a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And then when he dies, when he gets shot in the head, I'm like, yeah, but that's only one way. That's only the way that it could go for him.
Like, I just sitting there like, it's like you've created your own downfall. Like, I don't know why what would come from this. Like,
Yeah.
And he got too comfortable with them too quick. It's like,
Yeah. But that's what I assume the drugs do, right?
Yeah.
He thought he was just gonna say, "Yo, Hans, I'll give you a line as well, and we'd be bros."
Yeah, but no, dude. They just shot your boss in the head. What makes you think they're not gonna do the same? Even if you help him or not, like.
Yeah. He dug himself a hole, but it's one of those things where you're like, not to say he deserved that, but he played his part and he knew exactly. Like, I think I was reading the director didn't know what he was doing, and he was like, all right, and the guy, he's like, well, that's fine, and he just continued doing what he was doing.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Improv, baby.
Yeah. And now it's unfortunate Argyle never came back either.
Yeah, I liked Argyle. He was.
But cool. You know what? He could have been in number 3 instead. Not instead of Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, but
just be like.
Yeah, even like he's a cameo or something. Yeah, it could have been.
And by the way, I'm not saying because Samuel Jackson's black, replacing with 2 black characters,
no.
which are Argyle and Roy. They just have something to do with.
Yeah.
McClane.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Even if Argyle came back in number 2 at the end, and was like, oh, John
to
McClane.
pick him up, right?
Yeah,
pick him up with the replacement car or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
Something just like that. It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. And apparently, so did you know how Bruce Willis knew that? Sorry, John McClane knew that Hans Gruber was Hans Gruber.
How?
Because they can't see now, right?
Yeah.
Where they all synchronized their watches inside. You know the truck that they came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all synchronized their watches.
Yeah.
Because they needed the specific time, right?
Yeah.
That's what I read afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he kills all the villains and he goes through their identities and stuff like that, he sees them have the watch, and then he sees that Hans Gruber also has that watch.
Okay.
And that's how he knew it was Hans, right? But they had to cut that because when they were doing the scene where they escape in an ambulance, they didn't write that in at the time, where they synchronized the watches in the back of the van was clearly not in an ambulance.
Yeah.
They were like, right, this has to go.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yeah. Though I think logically other people come up with their own reasoning why. And you just assume that Bruce, because when they put now have a machine gun on the guy's grey tracksuit.
Yeah.
And he was looking down the elevator crisscross thing.
Yeah.
And Hans Gruber's looking in. He's like, oh, you probably just you could see Hans, you know. Yeah. So not his face clearly, but you could enough of him to work out like the suit. Also, people saying when he came in. See, it's funny how fans come up with their theory, right?
Yeah.
When Bruce Willis, when John McClane came in and he was in the security guard was telling, oh yeah, everyone on the 30th floor is still here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when Hans said he's from the 29th floor.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense because he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Which gives a bit of awkwardness though, because you might think everyone's on the 30th floor, but doesn't mean that only the 30th floor, the people on the 30th floor are here.
It still wouldn't, because he could that one person, 39th floor, just still there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, he just not that he magically knows, but there's enough of an idea that he's not a dunce.
Yeah.
That why would random civilian there that's escaped where he is, and he's an office worker. How did he get away?
Yeah.
I think that they gives you enough hints where you don't really call it out, and you're like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You would be suspicious.
You would be suspicious, especially when he goes, oh, what's your name? And the guy says William Burr. Then has a little flashback where he's the.
Well, no, it says Bill Clay, and then on the thing it says WM.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, that might not stand for. That W might not stand for William.
Yeah. But that's what I can't together. That's like, because obviously they would have put B Clay, right?
Well, they don't need to, but
don't need to, but yeah, but like that's why John's like, that doesn't professional.
Yeah,
people.
even though if you see W and an M, you assume it's shorthand for William. However, if it could be WM as its initials, because it could be Wallace Mark.
Wallace, yeah, exactly. That's why I think that's how he clocked onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because it would just be, if it was his initial, like, if it was William, it'd just be W, innit? W Clay. Yeah. It's like, John McClane, you're a smart man.
Yeah, well, he's the detective, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's why I think people allow it. It's just like he's detective detecting.
Yeah, detective.
Yeah, no, he had a hunch.
Yeah.
He's seen enough of these, you know.
Because as a kid, or I say as a kid, like, went to like recently, I thought when it's WM was stood for a woman. I don't know why. I was like, that's why he clocked on. I don't know why. And I thought that's weird.
Yeah.
Why?
So it's not even a man. That's why he was like, oh, yeah, like, okay, you know what? Yeah.
I don't know what I thought. Like, why would you think that? That's weird.
But yeah, like generally enjoyable films. Two of them taking place at Christmas. Two of them taking place with partners, and one of them in our continuity not taking place at all, right?
Yeah, 3 of them are happening during holidays as well.
3 of them happened during the holidays?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Die Hard 4.0 is happening 4th of July.
Oh, okay, yeah. Independence Day, which we don't have in the UK because.
Yeah, no. And 5. What is 5? So yeah. Yeah. And technically, 3 kind of could be considered Christmas Eve because the kid mentions Christmas. So yeah. It's like Christmas Day. You can steal from City Hall, and he's like, "Wait, what? Yeah. This kid has found the plot." Okay. Yeah. I was like, "Oh, cool, good." Yeah. Then he steals the kid's bike.
Okay. Which to just cap it off, which of the next set of trilogies we're gonna watch, because you were pointing out, you're looking forward to the 12 rounds or the Unbreakable trilogy more?
Probably 12 rounds, because I could probably find lots of funny things from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Well, M. Night Shyamalan, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, because M. Night Shyamalan.
But to be fair, these movies are movies that don't, where he's not kind of going off wacky randomness.
Yeah, because I know, I like, what was it? Split kind of. Split is is it Unbreakable, Split, and then the third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Split. Glass, that's it. I know Split kind of got spoiled for me anyway. The end bit, how it connects them all together.
Yeah, well, that's it in credits, so just
and I think the end of Glass maybe spoiled for me, but I probably can't remember, and I hope I keep it that way.
Okay, but you're saying we can make enough run of 12 rounds, which I probably agree with. You know that I haven't seen all 6 of these films.
No.
But yeah, okay. All right. So that's us signing off. I can give you a hint what we're going to do in the future. Whatever we get to, right?
Yeah, we get to it. We'll be there at some point.
I'm the man who sniffs drugs all over the place and is out of my head on everything, and wants to sprechen talk with a German man, C.Y. Chan.
Shoot the glass, and I am the man who has to go and tell Carl that his brother is dead. That's one of my favorite lines. Who, by the way, Carl is like invincible. Like, he survived so many things. He gets shot by.
He's a horror movie villain, right? A slasher villain.
He gets hanged, and then all that stuff, and then he pops out and then gets shot.
Apparently, he's got them Brock Lesnar neck muscles. That he can,
he's like, no.
We nods. Apparently, he can lift it. He can do pull-ups with it.
And thank you.
Or actually, just before that, he's like the big boss man, right? Apparently, resurrected by the Undertaker.
Yeah. I didn't make a dot joke there. I'm not gonna do it. No. Stop. Yes. And thank you for listening. I'll talk about the great franchise known as Die Hard, plus the one that never happened. And let us know what your favorite Die Hard movie is. And would you also, a timely debate, let us know. Do you think Die Hard 1 is a Christmas movie? Because, many people...
And 2 as well?
And 2. I'll say 2. Yeah, 2, because I'll class both of them as Christmas movies. Yes, let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget... And
let us know if you would rather watch the Unbreakable trilogy or the 12 Rounds trilogy on yourselves.
Because I think there's gold mines in both of those films. Both of those trilogies, if I'm honest. Well, wait, was 12? We even class 12 Hours as a trilogy because I don't know if they're set
Well,
in the same
three of them,
universe.
so
Yeah, but they set in the same universe.
they're not even connected, but whatever, right?
We don't know. And yeah, so let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. If you listen to this in the audio realm, don't forget to give us a 5-star review or a review in general. And don't forget to follow us Instagram and Twitter. All that stuff can be found up there if you're watching this. And if you're listening to this, it'll be found in the description part of the podcast. And if we don't speak to you guys before this holiday period, may you all have a merry whatever you believe in or celebrate.
Winter holidays is now what they call it,
Yeah,
right?
winter holidays,
So
winter
it
solstice.
encapsulates everyone who doesn't, who also may or may not celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, so do all that. And until next time, guys, I have to thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Woo!